So now in this video we come back to this diagram here. Last video we looked at the capacitor when it's used for RC time constant. So it's charging through a resistor. So as it gets closer to the power supply voltage while it charges slower. So it charges quickly at first and slower later on. And it's used for many applications, as is when it discharges. So it discharges very quickly because it has a higher voltage through a given resistor. As its voltage drops, less current goes through, and its voltage drops slower. It levels off at some point. So in any case, this video, instead of getting this curve, we want a ramp. We want a straight line where the voltage just steadily changes. And so we can easily do that with a current source and a capacitor, because the voltage across a capacitor, how much charge it is storing, depends on its capacitance and how much current comes into it. So as long as the current is steady, the voltage will be steady. So to give us a constant current, I'm going to use an adjustable 3-terminal constant current component right here. So looking at the flat side there, left pin is V plus, middle pin is R, and then the right pin is V minus. So if I turn it like that, it is matching the pin layout that we see here. So I'll get that resistor out of the way real quick. We're going to put the V plus to this yellow jumper, and then V minus to that orange jumper over there. Now to set the current, you just need a resistor. So lower value resistor than 68 ohms will give you more than 1 milliamp. We're going to get about 1 milliamp. It's going to work out really nicely actually. We're going to get 1 milliamp with 68. With a higher resistance, we will get lower current. So with 10 times the resistance, 680 ohms, we'll get 1/10 the current. So it's pretty straightforward right there. And I think it tries to give the resistor, I believe it is 64 millivolts, and so based on that and the resistance, it will set the current. But I think this particular one, it's probably about 68 millivolts, because with 68 ohms we're getting 1 milliamp of current. And we can measure that really quick with the multimeter. So as I said, I did a whole video on this. I'm just going to briefly cover this. It's pretty straightforward though, right there. So you can see 1 milliamp. So that's with 7 volts at the power supply. It doesn't matter what the power supply voltage is. So I have a 680 ohm resistor waiting up here. So I'll just swap them really quick, and we'll see we have 1/10 the current. So it's not going to measure though terribly well with the meter set to milliamps. Right there, you can see it took a little time to go up. So we'll go to microamps, which is 1/1000th. So now it'll be 100 microamps, which is the same as 0.1 milliamps right there. So we're just going to actually get rid of the meter. We don't need that one anymore. And we're going to go back to the 68 ohm resistor so that we have 1 milliamp of current going through the component. And the reason why is because we're going to use a 1000 microfarad capacitor, which is 1 millifarad. So if you had a 1 farad supercapacitor, you put 1 amp of current through it, it takes 1 second to go up each volt, and that will be the ramp. This is similar. We got 1 milliamp through 1 millifarad. 1000 microfarad is the same as 1 millifarad. So each second you give this capacitor 1 milliamp, it'll go up 1 volt. And so it's actually going to charge right now. And we're not measuring that yet, but I'm going to take a jumper, and I'm going to plug the jumper to both sides. So the pin kind of got bent for some reason. So I'm just going to quickly, this is what I do when the pins get bent. Just quickly pinch it with the pliers. So now we're going to go up to where the capacitor is, right there, and other side over here. So that will make sure that is as we'll go back here. That'll make sure that it is discharged when we attach the oscilloscope. So actually we don't need to see this anymore. All of this circuitry is indicated by a current source, a schematic symbol right there, which is an arrow, and usually you'll see like a number next to it, but it could be varying right now. So I am not going to give it a number. It's just going to be a general. So right now this is actually just measuring stray stuff. So we'll plug that there. That's the other side of the probe right there. Comes to alligator clips, which I have other alligator clips with jumpers crimped to them, one going to the negative rail, and then the positive one here we will put, because that's a direct connection, over there. So I'm giving it stray signals right now. That's what you're seeing. So I'm going to put that up here so that we can watch the voltage of the capacitor right there. So it's 0 right now. As soon as I yank this jumper though, you can see we are getting a steady voltage rise, and so it's a ramp. It's a straight line, but it just leveled off. So hopefully I got that pretty close to right where it started lining up on one of the squares there. So again, as I said, 1 millifarad, 1 milliamp. That means it'll take 1 second to charge 1 volt. So half a second, half a volt, and so on. It's a steady line until we reach the limit. We do have the power supply set to 7 volts right now, and so that didn't set the current, the component did, but it set our maximum voltage. So it looks like the 334 can only get about half a volt away from the power supply. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. And it looks like it's trickling a little bit, but in any case, it holds the current steady until it's got less than a volt across it at that point. So what we're going to do, we'll hit the button now, and now you can see we have that charge up there. It's holding steady. We're not pausing anymore, and we can look at that when we're simulating a switch right here, I should say. So you can see a switch there. Right now it's like we're not pushing the switch. We have that gap there. So we have the setup that we have now. The capacitor charged, and it is staying charged, but we're going to simulate pushing the switch by putting the jumper there over there. You'll see instantly, you may see a spark too, but you'll see instantly the capacitor discharge until we simulate releasing the switch. So now we're simulating holding it down right there. Now we're going to simulate releasing it, and you can see the voltage steadily rising right there. And so now finally, using a constant current source, you can also make a ramp whose voltage goes down over time until it levels off. And so right now the current source here is not connected on the positive side. It is connected to ground right there. V plus is up here to the jumper because we need some room for the microfarad, or the 1000 microfarad capacitor there. So it's electrolytic. That side has to be more negative, and so I'm going to put the positive up there and then the negative over here. And so right now the capacitor is discharged for the most part. We can actually measure it. We'll get the pocket oscilloscope right there, and we'll be able to look at what we're doing and look at the schematic. Not too bad. We'll keep the ramp on there too. So in any case, now I need to charge the capacitor. We'll give it an instant charge with a jumper that is simulating a switch. Again, I'm going to go, even though it is a blue jumper, I'm going to the positive rail, and you'll see the capacitor pretty much instantly charge. You'll see the voltage shoot up. Actually, I didn't have the oscilloscope on there, so now we got the jumpers for the oscilloscope, and it jumped up because we finally started measuring it, but it was already charged. But in any case, I'm going to yank that jumper, and there you can see we have a straight line right there, and I'll try to pause it right when we get to a square. And so each square here is 1 second, and then 1 volt that way. And so we did get up to 7 volts now because we connected it directly to the supply. We fell short though, that about half of a volt. So that was the limit for the current source to discharge the capacitor. So you can see here right there, there's the capacitor there. It's letting current through 1 milliamp, and so that gave us a 1 millifarad capacitor, 1 milliamp current that it is discharging. Its voltage is going to go down 1 volt every second, as you can see there, really steadily, until we hit the limit. So you can do the same thing, charging it for a ramp going up or discharging it for a ramp going down, as long as you set the current. That's how capacitors work. The voltage they are charged to depends on the charge that's put into them, and current is charge over time. And so there's more math to it than that, but this is the basic principle. So for a demonstration video, that's all I'm going to cover. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.